To properly compensate for a crosswind during straight and level cruising flight, the pilot should A. Establish a proper heading into wind by coordinated use of flight controls. B. Hold aileron pressure towards the wind and hold opposite rudder to prevent a turn. Or C. Hold rudder pressure into wind. We are established on a northbound track course to the Treasure VOR in the Sunshine State, Florida. The northbound course is selected here, and the heading shown here on the direction indicator is north also. The CDI needle, here in the center, is telling us that we're on the desired track. If we were to drift off that track, the needle would deflect left or right. This is a zero wind situation, and we can therefore expect the heading and track to be equal. And holding this heading will get us all the way to the station. Alright, so let's get windy. Here's the same scenario but with a wind of 270 at 30 knots. So now we have a heading of north and a selected course of north to the VOR, just like before. Now though, you can see the course deviation indicator is showing a course deviation indication. The deviation is increasing, as can be seen by the needle swinging out further and further. If we wanted to maintain the nice northbound track to the VOR, the wind has definitely urinated on our favourite corn-based breakfast cereal. In order to correct for this drift from the current track, we need to establish a heading that will counteract the wind drift. To do that, we need to know what the wind drift is. This will get all you magenta liners all worked up. This is an analog E6b. We'll do this in magnetic headings, although at the planning stage it would usually be done in true headings. So we set the wind direction at the top, which is 270, mark the wind. The instructions say to mark the wind up from the reference grommet here. So we'll go up 30 knots from the 100 that the grommet is currently sat on. Spin the wheel round to the required ground track, slide the speed card so our wind dot sits on the true airspeed, which is about 112 knots. The dot is swung out about 15 degrees to the left, requiring a 15-degree left heading correction. The ground speed can be read from the grommet around 109 knots. So we can set a heading of 345, and that should hopefully maintain the aircraft on the northbound course to the VOR station. And as you can see, the CDI is staying central, so this heading correction seems to be working. So to answer the question, to properly compensate for a crosswind during straight and level cruising flight, the pilot should A. Establish a proper heading into wind by coordinated use of flight controls.